Have you ever heard of a war where the enemy had feathers and the weapons were largely ineffective? This is the bizarre and fascinating story of the Great Emu War, a conflict that unfolded in Australia in the early 1930s. Yes, you heard it right, an actual war against emus. In the aftermath of World War I, Australian farmers were facing a new enemy, an invasion of emus. These large, flightless birds, standing up to 6 feet tall, were wreaking havoc on the wheat crops in Western Australia. With over 20,000 emus migrating from the inland to the coast, the damage to the farms was devastating. Desperate for a solution, the farmers turned to the government for help. In response, the government sent Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery, along with soldiers armed with machine guns. The mission seemed simple: eradicate the emu problem and save the crops. However, what ensued was nothing short of a comedy of errors. The emus proved to be elusive and remarkably resilient. On the first day of the operation, the soldiers encountered a flock of about 50 emus. As they opened fire, the birds scattered and ran in all directions, making them difficult targets. Despite using thousands of rounds of ammunition, the soldiers managed to kill only a small number of emus. The emus, displaying an almost uncanny strategic acumen, divided into smaller groups, making it even harder for the soldiers to take them down. The machine guns, designed for human combat, were ill-suited for the swift and agile emus. In one particularly memorable incident, the soldiers mounted a machine gun on a truck, hoping for better results. However, the bumpy terrain and the speed of the emus made it impossible to aim accurately, and the endeavor ended in failure. After several weeks of futile efforts, Major Meredith reported that the emus had won the battle. The Great Emu War was officially deemed a failure, and the soldiers withdrew, having killed only around 1,000 emus out of the tens of thousands. The emu population continued to thrive, and the farmers had to resort to other measures to protect their crops. So, what can we learn from this quirky chapter in history? The Great Emu War teaches us a valuable lesson about underestimating our challenges and the importance of adapting our strategies. Sometimes, the most unexpected opponents can teach us humility and the need to think outside the box.